feeling low.
Hello there, my lemon slices, and welcome back to the Lemonade Stand, or welcome if you are new. My name is Brianna. I'm a certified personal trainer, a big, huge biology nerd, and a registered dietitian to be. Emphasis on to be, even though the fact that I say to be is not completely clear to some people, and some people say that I'm alluding to being a dietitian when I'm not. Moving on. I have assembled all of you here today because I have something to show you. Today we've got a reaction video, and I will be reacting to famed celebrity trainer and Beachbody super trainer Autumn Calabrese in her brief segment on the Hallmark show Home and Family. I have some words and some snark. Before we proceed, if you love science-based health, wellness, and fitness education with some lulz and a bit of dry sarcasm along the way, hit that subscribe button and join the Lemonade Stand. I would sure love to have you here. Without anything further, let's make lemonade. Okay, so some brief background before we start. Someone sent me a link to this, and it took me to a YouTube video featuring, like I said, Autumn Calabrese. She's a celebrity fitness trainer, Beachbody/body super trainer. And in it specifically, Autumn's going to be talking about the container system. Reminder, because I know some people are new here, and I always like to say it, just in case not everybody knows. Autumn Calabrese is often referred to, and she refers to herself frequently as a fitness and nutrition expert. Meanwhile, she has absolutely no legitimate credentials that would qualify her as a nutrition professional. She studied dance at Webster University. She also apparently took the NASA personal training cert like 20 years ago and has not renewed her certification since. She has like the health coach something cert from the Integrative IIN, the Integrative Institute of Nutrition, I think. It's just a health coach certification. We all know that being a health coach does not qualify you really to do much of anything. Also with the IIN, they don't use the word accreditation when asked if they are accredited. So yeah, whatever. You're a health coach. That's not the same thing as a nutrition professional, okay? Some hospital somewhere is looking to hire a registered dietitian. You walk up in there and say, oh, I'm a health coach with the IIN. They're gonna laugh in your face. Well, not to your face. They'll wait for you to leave, but then they'll laugh. Now, as far as her being a fitness expert, I personally have the NASM, which means National Academy of Sports Medicine, for those of you who don't know. I have that personal training certification myself. I've had mine for like 7 years, I think. I've been renewing every 2 years with them. Now, NASM is not perfect, and I personally have issues with them as a company. I think they're becoming, or probably, I don't know, maybe some could argue, have become very fitness influency. They have a fitness influencer certification course, for fuck's sake. I'm getting off topic. I'm about to rant. Let me stop. Anyway, the NASM cert, it is what it is. Definitely does teach you a thing or two about exercise science and, the basics of exercise that are important for a personal trainer to know. And then on top of that, they do require you to do continuing education every 2 years in order to renew. You don't just take it once and then be done with it forever. Great. Love that. So Autumn apparently took the NASM personal training certification course several years ago, and her certification is not currently active, which tells us that it's not renewed, but she still calls herself a fitness expert, which is hilarious. I've, had my NASM cert for like 6-7 years, however long, and I could never dream of calling myself a fitness expert. I'm so far from a fitness expert. So anyway, this show that we're going to see Autumn on, it's called Home and Family, and it used to come on the Hallmark channel. It's just one of those shows that's about, the home and the family. Probably one of those deals where you've got the happy housewife fixing dinner for her little ungrateful ass kids. Then the husband comes home from work and is like, honey, I'm home. Then she puts the pot roast on the table, lights the candelabra, and then she and her husband have a good laugh while the golden retriever steals a roll off the kitchen counter. So this show, Home and Family, aired in the late 90s, and it actually recently, very recently went off the air in 2021. I don't know the exact date on this clip that we're going to see, but if I had to guess, I would guess early 2000s. So something that I learned from this video is that the container system, which most of us know now as the portion fix, the 21-day fix, portion fix extreme, used to be called change my plate. And I didn't know that when I first got this video. So what we're about to see, it was the super, super early days of the Beachbody container system that we all know and hate. I mean, know and love. So I guess at some point she rebranded, revamped it, and it's now called the Portion Fix. Okay, very last thing I want to let you guys know before we start is the audio on this video is not good at all. No shade to the uploader here, but I can tell you can tell it's a thing where they just kind of They probably filmed it on a phone. They filmed a TV screen or a computer screen on a phone and then like uploaded that. So like a video of a video type thing. So the audio is not very good. I just want to let you guys know that because there's nothing I can do about it. All right, here we go.
We are back with Tom and Autumn Calabrese, and she's going to show us how Tom stays so trim using portion control containers.
She doesn't look like she's having a good time.
You've really kind of developed and designed yourself, right? You whip it into shape with exercises, but you also
whips me too.
I crack the whip hard. That works with my trainer. Yeah. I said once the other day, I'm the kind of a person who likes a dance teacher who holds like a cigarette butt under her leg to keep her leg higher. Yeah. Don't get burned. So that works for me. Yeah. But you also really give him a lot of advice on portion control. And the thing about this I find interesting is you're saying he can eat M&Ms.
Yes.
Just only so many. So this is a typical diet.
He can eat M&Ms, but only so many. I'm eating yogurt, by the way. I'm eating yogurt with granola in it. I just got it from Trader Joe's on my haul last week. Like cinnamon roll granola. Oh, it's so good. I've been putting it in my yogurt. That lady just said so he can eat M&Ms, but only so many. She just said that like that was a crazy thing. Aside from like an allergy, obviously, why wouldn't somebody be able to eat M&Ms? I feel like it's obvious that moderation should be exercised here, because if not, then you'll get a tummy ache and puke your brains out. And also because nobody should eat a diet that consists of 2 pounds of M&Ms every single day. Portion control is not a revolutionary concept.
Diet of Tom's? You eat all these things, Tom?
Not all in one day. I mean, we wouldn't eat Doritos and M&Ms and a brownie and a cheesecake all in one day.
Oh, really? You wouldn't eat all that stuff in one day? What'll happen if you do, Autumn? Will you self-destruct? For f***'s sake, you're not gonna die from eating a little bit of all of those foods in one day. Oh my God. I bet Thanksgiving at her house sucks.
These are examples.
Yes, we would. I mean, we might, on a bad day, a girl might eat several of these things.
But
she just said on a bad day, a girl might eat several of these things. Oh my God. Oh my God. What's a bad day on them? Get a fender bender? Drop your phone in the toilet? Is Carl withholding your paycheck there? Is that a bad day? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm already pausing this so much. I just hate this so much already. God. I just need you all to know that you're not a bad human if you eat M&Ms and cheesecake in one day. Like if you eat it in the same 24-hour time frame, I swear you'll be okay. Obvious exceptions are for people who have some kind of medical condition and have to restrict certain foods, who have to restrict those foods from your diet. But for most of us average, overall healthy humans, I swear you won't die.
But these are examples of foods that Tom eats, even though he trains with you.
Yes, and we're going to kind of show you how we put some of his meals together.
Okay.
So what changed my plate is, it was a 2-year in the making process of the problem I kept running into with all my clients was, why am I not losing weight? I'm beating you up in the gym. And you're telling me you're eating healthy, but what's missing? Why is it not working? Because there's a basic science, it's calories in, calories out. So you're either lying to me or something's wrong.
Okay, so if you are somebody and you have a goal of fat loss and your trainer is beating you up in the gym, get a new trainer. Fire them immediately. It does not take beating your body down to a pulp in the gym every single day to lose body fat. First off, in terms of thermogenesis, she's not wrong. Like for most people, fat loss comes from calories in, calories out. It's like the super simple version that doesn't take anything else into consideration. But what she clearly fails to understand, or how I'm perceiving it, is that fat loss actually comes down more to your diet anyway than your fitness routine. When it comes to fat loss, exercise is really just supplemental. Most fat loss is going to come from a calorie deficit from your diet. So she's not wrong about calories in, calories out. But yeah, you should exercise, because why not? Because it's good for us and it makes us feel amazing. Obviously, exercise is good for you, and exercise is that tool to help you supplement your physical goals, the physical changes that you want to see in your body beyond fat loss. But trainers who think the best way to train a weight loss client is to just beat them into the ground every session, jail. Right to jail. Looking at you too, Jillian. Other thing she said that I want to touch on is, she said, you're either lying or something's wrong. Now, do some patients or clients lie about their calorie intake? Yeah, we're not going to pretend like those people don't exist, and we're not going to pretend that that doesn't happen, because it does. But not everybody is lying. What does happen very often, though, is a lot of people actually underestimate how much they're really eating, and they don't always do it intentionally. So they may think their breakfast is only 300 calories, but they don't consider the butter they cook their eggs in, the cream and sugar that they put in their coffee, the little smear of butter that they put on their toast. So when they think their breakfast is only 300 calories, with all that other stuff that I just said, they've unintentionally ignored an extra like 400 or 500 calories. A really good tool to like help people really like see how much they're really eating is to log your food using a food journal or a food diary, whatever you want to call it. And you just make sure to write down every single thing you consume. And you could also not accuse them of lying too, because not everybody's lying. Now, obviously the food journal thing does not work for everybody. For some people it can be pretty triggering, especially if you have a history of ED. I can't see a nutrition professional recommending you do a food journal if you have a history of ED or disordered eating patterns. So obviously it doesn't work for everybody. And also keep in mind it's usually not a permanent thing. Perhaps a dietitian or an actual legitimate nutritionist will have someone do it for just 2 or 3 days. Usually it's 3 days. And that's just so that they can see what your normal diet looks like. It's generally not a permanent thing.
And
Were you lying?
It was not Tom.
But truly, you can undo all the good you do in the gym. You can spend hours in the gym and in 20 minutes undo all of that if you're eating.
Or faster.
If you don't know.
This video is 7 minutes long. I can't believe how much I'm pausing this already. What did you just say, sir? No, Tom. No. You do not undo all the work you put in the gym from eating a piece of fucking candy. Also, who's spending hours in the gym? Let me back it down. Let me calm down. Some people might spend hours in the gym, depending on the way they train. They might be training for something. Some people might spend hours in the gym. But I need you all watching this to know that if you just want to be a healthy human that moves their body, you don't need to spend hours in the gym, okay? At a certain point, you're also not even helping your body anymore. You're just overtraining yourself and exhausting yourself. You don't need to walk on the treadmill for 2 hours, okay? If you don't want to. Not counting my warm-up and my cool down, which for me is like stretching / yoga, which I do for like 15 minutes, 10-15 minutes, depending on how much time I have. Not including that, I think my workout will at most be 1 hour and 15 minutes. And it's on the higher end of that range if it's leg day. Leg day always takes me the longest. I enjoy leg day and I like to take my time when I can. And then like my shortest training day is usually like an upper body day. So like maybe biceps, triceps. If I'm doing like biceps, triceps, and delts, not including my warm-up and cool down, just the resistance part of my workout might take at most 30 minutes. Just saying, you don't need to spend hours in the gym to be a healthy human. This makes me completely rage whenever people say this crap, oh, you're undoing your workout by eating a cookie. I used to say this garbage and I believed it too. If you think about it, how is that even possible? How do you undo the weights you just lifted from that cookie? Explain to me how eating a piece of cake undoes the squatting you just did. Don't worry, I'll wait. Oh, you can't explain it? Yeah, because it's not true. You sound like an ignoramus. A couple weeks ago, I hit a new PR with my hip thrust. I did a 180-pound hip thrust for like 3 or 4 reps, I think. And after that, I was so hyped. I was giving myself just all kinds of yes, queens, just in the gym in my head. And then after my workout, I went to Starbucks and I got an iced sugar cookie latte with 2% milk. And guess what happened after I drank my latte? Nothing. Nothing happened, Tom. I still have buns of steel. This train of thought, I can't even express how disordered this is and how much is just poison to your mental health and your attitude around food and exercise, because it makes you think that unless you eat a very specific way, then all of the efforts that you put in with your workouts, your physical fitness routine, are completely useless. Like, because you just ate that slice of cake, you just undid your workout. And that couldn't be further from the truth. If you went for a 30-minute walk today and then later on in the evening you had a couple cookies after dinner, guess what? That 30 minutes of exercise did your body good. It benefited your heart, it benefited your bones, it benefited your legs, and those couple of cookies that you ate later are not going to take any of that away. I feel like it's pretty obvious that autumn is maybe still in this toxic mindset, like still has this mentality, but I really hope Tom isn't. I do really hope Tom and everybody here outgrew this, and I hope Tom found a new trainer.
Or faster, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
And I did notice it once. I was at lunch with a girlfriend, and she ordered a salad, and it was about that size, and she ate the whole thing, and it kind of dawned on me right then and there. Well, yes, it's healthy for you, but you can still overeat even on healthy food. And if that's what you're being served, why would you think any differently than that's what you should be
that's
eating?
not good.
But I've come.
Well, and the dressing is a big.
Yeah. Look
But-
at.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I've come to expect, and say if I'm wrong, please, but I've come to expect to have portions like that when I go to a restaurant.
I tell
Nowadays,
you?
every restaurant is like that, and we take that into our own homes now too.
Yes, and here's the best thing. This is an appetizer salad. That's not a lunch or a dinner. That is your appetizer salad.
That's served in a popular restaurant.
Yeah, in a very popular restaurant. 4 of us could eat that as a meal.
This is an appetizer salad. She's so matter of fact and like upset about it. No 4 people cannot share that salad. That looks like a salad that size for one meal. That looks delicious. Like that looks like whenever I have enough like spring mix, that looks like a salad that I would make for myself at home. Like that's a decent sized salad. Something that I want to say about the salad thing and like just vegetables in general. Most people in the United States are not eating enough vegetables. The standard American diet is very low in fruits and vegetables. Most people do not eat enough. And really, we could all stand to eat more plants. So I saw a video on Instagram the other day. It was on my Explore page, so I can't remember the name of the account, but I'm really gonna try hard to find it and then I'll insert it here. They made a really, really, really good point about this. And the point they were making was how so many influencers and health and wellness and fitness influencers, you know, they harp on people adding sauces and dressings and stuff to their salads and to their veggies and things like that. Don't add all this dressing to your salad. You'll undo the veggies. Don't add sauces to your vegetables, blah, 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 because it's so bad, right? These influencers say all that without acknowledging the fact that the person is still eating vegetables. Again, most people don't eat enough vegetables. He pretty much said in the video, if getting people to eat more vegetables means they put 2 or 3 tablespoons of dressing on their salad, then let them do that. Obviously, there's definitely a discussion to be had about your portion sizes with, pouring salad on your dressing. With pouring dressing on your salad and maybe you're somebody who likes cheese on your broccoli or something like that. Obviously, there's a discussion to be had about portion sizes and, moderating how much. You don't want to just eat a cup of melted cheddar cheese with 2 broccoli florets. Yeah, moderation because we're humans and all humans need some moderation. But I just really loved that post and I really like the message there because I think it's just so much more of a worthwhile and better crusade. How about instead of crapping on them for putting a little bit of cheese on their broccoli, how about we say good for you for eating more vegetables? If that's what you got to do to eat that whole plate of broccoli, then do it. A little bit of cheese is not going to kill you. I mean, unless you are super lactose intolerant. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so we sit down and we say, I want my money's worth. You better bring me more salad. You better bring me a big, hefty portion.
And fry it.
Yeah, well, that's a big thing in America, getting your money's worth.
But are you getting your money's worth if you're checking into the hospital and you have diabetes and you have heart problems? No, you're
and I'm paying my trainer.
Yes, Autumn, I'm still getting my money's worth. You know what I do? And I know a lot of people do this whenever I get a large amount of food at a restaurant or something like that. There's a lot of people who don't eat it all in one sitting. Me and my husband have a favorite local Chinese restaurant that we frequently order from. My favorite thing to order from this place is chicken and broccoli with steamed white rice. I almost never finish all of it in one sitting because it's just so much food. I usually will eat half of it and then I'll save the other half for lunch or dinner the next day. And I still feel like I'm getting my money's worth because in that sense, I'm getting 2 meals out of it. I swear this woman just thinks that everyone is just a fat slob who just shovels food in their face constantly.
And she's not doing what she's supposed to be doing.
That's right. Okay, so take us through Change My Plate and how this helped Tom maintain his weight.
What this is, and Tom knows, it is 10 different container sizes. So when you open it up, you have 10 different sizes, and it's to keep you eating the right sizes without depriving yourself. So the whole point is that yes, you should be eating healthy, but when you want M&Ms or you want a brownie, you can have it. So we have everything that can measure salad dressing and M&Ms or almonds.
Because M&Ms and a brownie are not healthy, they're bad. I just want you all to know that I'm being sarcastic. M&Ms and brownies are not bad. Don't need a diet that just consists of M&Ms and brownies. I just want you all to know that M&Ms and brownies can be part of a healthy, wholesome, balanced diet. And you are not bad for eating those foods.
Almonds to your sweet potatoes or brown rice, vegetables, your protein, your cereal, your juice and wine, because we got
something that I'm noticing, I didn't notice this before when I was watching this the first time. Those containers are not color coded. So this must have been before the containers got their colors, but they are different sizes. So yeah, that probably makes it harder to use because you have to kind of remember what sizes are for what type of food. I love how she made it a point to say sweet potatoes and brown rice because white potatoes and white rice are bad. Also, who in their right mind is gonna pour some wine in one of those little cups there? You know what a really good container is to measure your wine? A wine glass. Obviously, I'm being a little bit sarcastic here. I'm not advocating for drinking in excess, obviously. Nobody should. Assuming you are of legal drinking age, you're probably not gonna die from moderate alcohol consumption. I just think it's unrealistic for her to think that somebody's going to pour the wine into one of those containers and then pour it into a wine glass. And then now you just have this container that's dirtied up. Oh my God. I didn't mention this before, but I've actually done the 21-day fix, portion fix, whatever. I call it the 21-day fix. People always correct me. I remember it as a 21-day fix from like when I was in high school in my early years in college, okay? I'll link those videos below. And in those videos, I feature my friend, Ali Zozos, who is a registered dietitian nutritionist, an actual food and nutrition expert, by the way. Ali offers her input in those videos as well. So I'll link those below.
I have wine.
We have to have wine. We can only have that much.
Yes, that's 1/3.
I have been backstage at Dancing with the Stars, and I've not seen these, just so you know. I haven't seen these back in the
But
table.
aren't craft service tables some of the worst places for diet?
Yeah, in this business, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
There's always a table that has chips and pretzels and candies and everything else.
It's the
But that's
Dropbox
the
is
same
what
in
it's
a
grabbing.
lot of people's workplaces. There's kitchens in the office. There's vending machines down in the basement in a lot of office buildings. So just
Jesus,
because it's in
do
our
people
business
just
doesn't mean
hate
that people aren't
food?
faced with this all the time. And like you said, with restaurants and everything else. So this is really, really cool. And where can people get this?
So you can order this off the website. It is changemyplate.com. That's where you find it.
Easy
Or you
enough.
come find me.
And so does this guidebook actually help you know what to put in each of these
Yes.
containers? Because I'd be like, well, I'll just put my salad dressing in this container.
Right, exactly. So what it is, the guidebook is a comprehensive guidebook. It explains everything. The charts are in the back of the book that no matter what you want to look up, be it strawberries, pasta, rice, cereal, wine is even listed in here.
So this is
And
the
it tells you
wine,
what container
not
to put it
this.
in. Well, you can start it in here and then move it over to the pretty glass.
Can we all have a good
Can we
reference?
see how much it
What
is?
you would normally
Who does that?
This is, all right.
Yeah.
Would you like some red wine?
We're about to pop.
Something that I realized that I wrote in my notes to touch on, but I guess I glazed over it. Autumn mentioned a minute ago when she was talking about the system. She said it doesn't deprive you, no deprivation or whatever. You are depriving yourself though, because that's the point of it. Now, obviously, it's not wrong that eating fewer calories leads to fat loss. There's a lot of factors that goes into thermogenesis and calories in, calories out, but that is the gist of it for most healthy humans. A calorie deficit equals fat loss. But if you speak to somebody who's an actual fitness professional, because remember Autumn Calabrese is not, they're probably not going to tell you to use a container system. I don't know any dietitians or other type of nutrition professional who would tell someone who is pursuing weight loss to use a system like this, especially for the fact that this system comes with a list of yes and no foods. Labeling foods good and bad or yes and no can have a really, really negative effect on your relationship with food in general. This is why I personally never ever use the language good food, bad food, healthy, unhealthy. You will always hear me say nutritious or nutrient dense. For example, Oreos are not as nutrient dense as broccoli. Does that make Oreos bad? No, it just means they're not as nutritious as broccoli. I can and do enjoy Oreos in moderation as part of a nutritious, balanced, wholesome diet. And there are ways to reduce your calorie intake without adhering to a strict protocol like this. Putting all your food in a little container before you eat it, which very much has the capacity to lead you down a path that could be disordered eating, which, by the way, and I've shared the definition of disordered eating, this could meet the profile for disordered eating tendencies. Easy ways to reduce your calorie intake is a lot of people drink their calories. Do you drink 4 cans of Coke a day normally? How about replace 2 of those cans with sparkling water or with Diet Coke? Boom, you just shaved off like 300 calories.
Oh, would you like some red wine?
We're about to have pasta.
Now, I would probably go,
Not there.
right, because we got to get
That
around.
looks like a normal glass that I would pour.
I would know that was very big.
Yeah.
But I would think
That's
that
a lot.
it should be to like even just right below that though.
Right.
It'd be close. But if I'm also going to an expensive restaurant and they're charging me an arm and a leg, I better get some.
Right.
You're gonna
I better
be
get
paying like in most places at least $12 for a glass of wine.
I feel like when you go to a restaurant, not even just an expensive restaurant, just like any restaurant that serves wine, I have, actually, you know what? I have some pink lemonade right here. And I have a wine glass. That's very dirty. I'm sorry. They'll pour you wine to like, they never fill up the glass ever. I feel like they go to like right there usually. And then they'll be like, that'll be $15. So yeah, it's not that much.
They wouldn't charge as much if they only gave you this much.
So can I transfer?
Transfer.
Sure, let me
Let's see
do
how
this.
you did.
Okay.
I'm going to say you probably have the serving and a half.
Should we get, let me just, I don't
And
want to
is
spill.
this based on a calorie count of how many calories are in that amount of wine?
In 5 ounces is about...
Oh, actually, that was pretty good.
You did it right up to the rim. I'm proud of you. Look at that.
But you know what I would like to say about that is that's a nice serving of wine. So this kind of goes back to the point where you're not depriving yourself. You're just being wise about portion control.
You're just, you're just not overdoing it. And okay, well, if you do have 2 servings, it's just something you're keeping track of. You're aware of how much you're eating instead of going, well, I ate all of this. Okay, I got to show you. This is killing me, this salad dressing.
That looks like a lot of dressing. Like, even for the fact that, oh, Zeus just yawned. He's so cute. Oh my God. Even for the fact that, like, I know they're trying to be like, oh my God, look at all this food. I feel like that was a big container of salad dressing. I feel like most of those little plastic containers you get, usually like that big. That one looked pretty big, like that.
It's just brutal.
And as you do that, let me just say, I've noticed, because I have 2 cut back and I'm kind of learning this lesson, when I'm done eating, I don't feel like I'm going into a food coma.
Right.
That you tend to do when you eat this much food.
Well, and we've also heard all of those tips about, eat slower so that your brain can register.
That is a big container of salad dressing. I actually feel like the small cup that she's holding, I actually feel like that's like a more standard size. Like if you order a salad to go from some restaurant, I feel like that's a more standard size. I go to Panera sometimes. My all-time favorite thing at Panera is the Green Goddess salad with chicken. And it comes with, like the little one that she's holding, it comes with 2 of those. And I feel like that's a modest amount of salad dressing, especially for all the greens that you're getting.
Wow. Okay. Oh my gosh. Well, we are going to have more tips from you and have a lot more fun because we're actually you're gonna beat us.
I'm ready.
We're gonna work out with Autumn and Tom.
How he does it.
We're gonna do some of your favorite exercises.
Good luck, you guys. Good luck.
Well, that was cringy. Okay, so I guess Autumn worked them all out. I should try and find that clip. All right, well, that was something. You can really tell the age of this video by the way they were talking about a lot of the things here. I think nowadays more people have opened their eyes to the nonsense that is diet culture, but a lot of people still unfortunately kind of remain in this headspace. I think, and this is my opinion, this is all my opinion. I think from observing Autumn kind of in the wild, I think it's obvious she still is, I feel like she's still probably in this mindset. She's always going on and on about yes foods, no foods, good and bad foods, healthy, unhealthy. This short clip had a lot of very dated, just like the fitness and nutrition myths and paradigms that we've seen a lot of in the past. For example, undoing your fitness efforts by eating a certain type of food is ridiculous. Focusing so hard on only eating certain foods just to try and be healthy and like be as healthy as possible is very damaging. This mentality is just poison to your psyche and your relationship with food. So if you caught my video last week about how extreme fat positive influencers are hurting more than they're helping, what we just saw in this video that you're watching right now, this this is that aspect of diet culture that they go so hard fighting against. And quite frankly, so do I. However, they're one extreme. They're on this side. If you let go of the pendulum and completely let it swing to the other side, you have these people in this video that we just saw today. It's one extreme to another. And they're really two sides of the same coin. I think I've said that before in a video I did a couple years ago. They're just two extremes. What about a middle ground? What about exercising because it's good for you and makes you feel good? What about eating more vegetables because it's good for you? What about having a couple cookies after dinner and not feeling guilty about it because you shouldn't feel bad because cookies are just food? What about exercising your body and just exercising a healthy sense of moderation that's not obsessive and maintaining a body size that's best for you because you want to live for a long time and have a good quality of life? Last note I want to leave off in terms of this video that we just watched today. Do you know what it's called when someone has an obsession with healthy eating? It's called orthorexia. Orthorexia is a type of eating disorder, and it is just as bad as any other type of eating disorder. It can lead people down a very, very dangerous path. Okay, well, that was a train wreck. It was super weird to watch, too. It was like seeing baby Autumn. Aw. I feel like that video was also kind of a blast from the past because it's just really interesting, like seeing how diet trends have evolved and seeing how they've changed. It's interesting how diets have changed and about how a lot of our mentality has changed around dieting, diet culture, and food. Now, I'm not saying that people like this in this video that we just watched today, I'm not saying people like this don't still exist. They absolutely do, and they're out there spreading their poison and pushing their narrative. But I think that these days and I get a lot of comments like this in DMs from people who are just like, your videos as well as other people's videos who make similar content to you have just really helped me break free from this like horrible diet culture mentality. But I do think that people nowadays, because you're just getting more fed up with diet culture, I think they're more apt to abandon this super hardcore diet culture mentality. Yeah, and I hope it dies. All right, well, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. If you made it to this point, I really, really appreciate it. And if you did, now you get to see dogs. You win the day. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more, just like it. Hit the subscribe button. And you know what? I think I'll see you guys in the next one. Queen Lemon, over and out. No digging from Zeus today. Ugh. Except dog. Oh, my baby. Come on, let's take a selfie. Let's take a selfie, boy. Zeus, come here. What's up? What are you doing? Excuse me, sir. Yeah. I don't know what he is doing. Oh, I didn't get that on camera. You guys just missed he was trying to get the bottle. Excuse me. What is up with you right now, you crazy boy? What's up with you, huh? Can you say bye or are you too busy? All right, you're gonna lick your butt? Yeah? Are you too busy to say bye? Zeus loves bottles. Anybody else's dog love bottles? Okay, thank you. Thank you.